What is going on, guys? Counterfool here with my Week 8 predictions, like usual on a Saturday afternoon, whatever. Um, Quick little thing. This gameplay, I'm gonna start doing this, is just doing like a third-person view of the game of the week in my mind. So this week it's the Broncos and Saints. Last week I was 9-4 in predictions. Pretty good week from the past couple of weeks. I get burned on these Thursday night games like this week. I picked the Vikings to win, and the Buccaneers went off. Doug Martin had his career game. Voila. Kind of got... Thursday games aren't friendly to me. An interesting stat is, I think home teams are 5-1 now, so I might just start picking the home teams. And also, but no, there's something also. First game, Dolphins versus Jets. Pretty key, what is it? I've been thinking about fantasy. Divisional game. Dolphins, Ryan Tannehill's improved every week. He's very impressive. Reggie Bush is healthy off the bye week. The defense is, I think they maybe are the top run defense. They're definitely top 5. Jets need to run the ball to win the game. I think the Dolphins win this because Tannehill is more improved from the last matchup with the Jets. And I think a healthy Reggie Bush against a team that says they want to injure him, I think he'll do a little bit to them. That 31st ranked run D. So I'm going to take the Dolphins. Next game we have the 3-3 Chargers versus the 1-6 the Browns. Browns' record doesn't show how good they've been playing. They easily can be over 500 at this point, or even, they could be 3-3 or 4-3. Not 4-3 actually. Actually, yeah. They haven't had a bye week yet. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I would have totally took the Browns if Trent Richardson was healthy, but I'm gonna take the Chargers. I think Phil Rivers will have another comeback game here. I think Ryan Matthews is going to get a little bit of a workload here. The Browns are going to miss. Trent Richardson's going to play, but he's not going to be 100%. I don't know if he's actually playing. But if he was 100% against this second-ranked run D, I would have just picked the Browns, but I'm going to pick the Chargers because Trent Richardson's pretty injured. Next, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Tennessee Titans. Both teams coming off pretty close wins last week. I think the Colts win it because Andrew Luck is going to tear apart that secondary. And Vic Ballard, the better running back that Donald Brown is playing and starting. Yeah, I think Chris Johnson, if he can have another game like he did against the Bills, I think the Titans will win because you don't want to force Matt Hasselbeck to throw. He was awful. He was inaccurate in deep passes that could have been touchdowns. So I think the Colts win this one just because Andrew Luck. Also, interesting fact: Andrew Luck leads the league in pass attempts per yards per pass attempt. I think it's about 11. If he didn't throw as many deep balls, he would actually have a better QB rating than RG3. That's why I still would take Andrew Luck over RG3. Next, we have the Patriots versus the Rams. It is the London game. Aaron Hernandez is not playing for the Patriots. Patrick Chung is out. The Patriots lost another corner. The Rams, relatively healthy. I am going to take the Rams in this one. And you ask me why? It's because the Patriots secondary is banged up, and Sam Bradford's have been having a very good year. Chris Givens is perfect for the Rams right now. He's getting over 50-yard receptions the past 4 games. Sam Bradford's starting to come along. Steven Jackson, Daryl Richardson showing a running game. Everybody on that offense is improving. The defense is particularly stout. They've been a little bit going down a little bit lately, but I think if there's a game they will show up, it's going to be against the Patriots. So for my upset pick, I'm going to take the Rams in a close game because that secondary is just beat up right now. They're starting Devin McCourty, their best corner at safety. They're going to be starting a lot of rookies at corner, and I think Sam Bradford will take advantage of that, like we saw Mark Sanchez last week. I think the Rams win this game. Next, we have the 1-5 Jaguars, who are missing Marcus Jones-Drew and maybe Blaine Gabbert, versus the Packers, who are missing possibly Jordy Nelson. Charles Woodson broke a collarbone 6 weeks. Sam Shields will be missing the game. I think the Packers win it no matter what. The Jaguars might be missing their top 2 corners for this game. They're going to win it no matter what. This is a 100% win for the Packers. The Jaguars are really injured right now. I think the Packers probably will rest Jordy this week, even though he's been the top receiver the past 2 or 3 weeks. So I think the Packers win it. I don't think they have a chance of losing this game unless Aaron Rodgers just completely blows his knee out. Next, we have the last undefeated team, the 6-0 Falcons, versus the 3-3 Eagles, coming off a bye, fighting their defensive coordinator, and Mike Vick fighting for his job. 6-0 Falcons, their record, they haven't been good lately. They've been really close games. Matt Ryan hasn't been bad, but the Falcons just haven't been there. They allow 5.5 yards per carry. Second to last to the Bills, who let 6 yards per carry. And they're going against LaShawn McCoy, Michael Vick, a very speedy team. I think the Eagles win this one. I think the Falcons' streak ends because their games are getting too close, and they almost lost to the Raiders. So I'm going to take the Eagles in this one. I think this is where Michael Vick is going to try to keep his job, and I think he's having a pretty good game. Next, we have the 3-4 Redskins versus the 3-3 Steelers. Redskins missing their secondary is pretty bad. There's a big possibility to miss London Fletcher this game. Big Ben's only thrown 3 interceptions this year against that terrible offensive line. I think the Steelers win it. Both teams are not particularly healthy going into this game, but I think the Steelers have the better quarterback. Well, actually, not the better quarterback. It's arguable, but I think the Steelers are the better overall team at the moment, and I think they win the game. RG3 is going against a team they can hit. Jerome Harrison's probably got a target on RG3, maybe showing him luck in the league. But like I said, Big Ben's only thrown 3 interceptions this year. And their bye week was week 4, so yeah. Mike Wallace, he'll throw it to Mike Wallace. Antonio Brown, Heath Miller, Jonathan Dwyer is going to start. Pretty good game last week against the Bengals defense. It's better than the Redskins, but I'm going to take the Steelers this game. Next, we have the 4-3 Seahawks against 2-4 Lions. Calvin Johnson was shut down last night by arguably the top corner right now, Charles Peanut Tillman. He's going against the Seahawks, who is maybe the best secondary on paper, you could say. Very physical team. Matthew Stafford has been terrible if he doesn't throw to Calvin. Thank God he threw a touchdown last week, because I would have lost in fantasy in my Fox Sports League, which gives you 10 points for a shutout, and I was up by 9. So thank you, Matthew Stafford, for sucking so much all game, and then you finally score at the last second. Thank God it wasn't Calvin. But yeah, I think the Seahawks win this game. Marshawn Lynch is going to have a hell of a game. Calvin, I don't know, it's hard because Calvin is a really good receiver. Tillman isn't as physical as the other corners. It's hard, but I think Calvin might be shut down a little bit in the game, and I think Matthew Stafford will continue to struggle and bring up the question, do we keep him? But I'm going to go with the Seahawks in this game. I think Russell Wilson will probably play game manager mode this game. Marshawn Lynch, like I said, is going to go beast mode. Next, we have the 1-5 Panthers. Arguably, maybe the worst team in the league. You could argue with the Jaguars and that, but the Panthers are just downright awful. The best receiver that scored a touchdown this year. Their QB is turning out to be a diva who wears the weirdest coats ever. He looks like a Wookiee or something. I don't know. I don't know what he was wearing. And then he starts complaining. The blame's on you, Cam Newton. You got to start scoring touchdowns. You can run the ball, but you need to pass the ball. And they're finally going to a power run offense. They're going to give Jonathan Stewart the ball against a bad week to start, pretty much, against the Bears, the 5-1 Bears. I'm going to say the best team in the league. Charles Tillman is the best corner in the league right now. That defense is very, very good. The Panthers aren't going to do shit this game. Excuse my language, but that's just plain and simple. Cam Newton's going to keep talking and saying it's not his fault, but it is. Bears win this game. I don't think the Panthers win it at all. Their defense is losing Chris Gamble, John Beeson. There's one more person. But the Panthers are arguably the worst team in the league. Next, we had the 2-4 Raiders versus the 1-5 Chiefs. Kind of a doozy game here. Brady Quinn's starting for the Chiefs. Raiders are starting for... Raiders. Carson Palmer's averaged more yards. I think he's got the highest average in yards this year. They have to throw the ball a lot. I think Raiders win it. I think... Actually, you know what? I don't know. This game's really hard to predict because Brady Quinn's starting the Chiefs. Their defense has been poo-poo. They did come off their bye week. Man, God damn it. It's always the stupidest games you have to predict. It's going to be the hardest. Darren McFadden has been too good lately, but that offensive line is not helping at all. Chiefs, starting Brady Quinn, like I said. I'm going to go with the Raiders. I think the Chiefs' defense is good on paper, but I think the Raiders show up this game. They almost beat the Falcons, so I think they'll win this game just because of Carson Palmer, pretty much. I think he'll pass the ball a lot. I think Darren McFadden might have a little bit of a jump in production this game because he's playing the Chiefs, who don't have the greatest run defense. And Chiefs did play last week against Tampa. I forgot about that. We have the 5-2 Giants versus the 3-3 Cowboys. Last time, the first game of the season opener, Cowboys beat the Giants. I think this switches. I think the Giants win. Cowboys lost Sean Lee. That's going to leave Martellus Bennett over in the middle. And everyone's favorite receiver, Victor Cruz, playing in the slot. He's going to be wide open in the middle, too. The only way to see and DeMarco Murray's out for the game. So Tottenham's kind of forced to pass it. If you force him to pass the ball, he's not gonna be the most smartest quarterback. Which it's fine because you can't really, if you're throwing the ball a lot, you can't make the smartest decisions because you're forced to throw the ball. But I think the Giants win this, and Kenny Phillips is out for them for the safety, but they really have good safety depth. The only way to see the Cowboys winning this game is if their defense if they could play like they did in the first game against the Giants, which might not happen because they don't have DeMarco Murray, Sean Lee. I just think the Giants win. I think Eli doesn't want to lose to the Cowboys again. Next, we have the game of the week: 2-4 Saints versus the 3-3 Broncos. Saints winning last week. They get Joe Vitt back this week. Jimmy Graham likely to play. Don't quote me on that. He might not. So I'm gonna go with the Saints in this one. They're 2-4. They still have a playoff charge. I think the defense will start coming around. Jonathan Vilma was very impressive last week in the limited time he played. Their secondary is kind of They're going to get Peyton Manning, who's been tearing it up lately. I'm going to take the Saints, though, because I just think Darren Sproles is going to have a big game. I think Jimmy Graham, having him back, is kind of going to give some leeway to Colston. I just think the Saints win this game. I think Drew Brees will lead the team, and they're pretty much, every week is pretty much a must-win for them. Especially in that division and that conference, they're going to have to start winning games. And start it now in impressive fashion against the Broncos, who've been kind of charging lately. So I think the Saints win it just because Drew Brees and them getting Joe Vitt back. So their team is starting to come together a little bit, and I think that's why they'll win. Next, we have a game with 5-2 49ers versus 4-3 Cardinals. 49ers win it. Cardinals' offensive line is bad. That's all you got to say about that game. 49ers are going to win it because their front seven is the best in the league. Cardinals' offensive line, worst in the league. So I want to thank you guys for watching this prediction video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you Monday with the next video, maybe a video on Tuesday, and then prediction videos pretty much. So I hope you guys enjoyed, like I said before, and I hope to see you next time. And also, Links are below on my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. It's a very easy way to see if my videos are coming out, if the sub boxes don't work, or if the new YouTube messes with you. So once again, I will see you next Saturday for this type of video.